So, as we know that Iceland's major industry is tourism, and it contributes to 8 to 9% of its GDP, and many of the companies in tourism is very small enterprises with eight less than 10 employees. And the major thing that we face is the challenges in certifications. So, as we know that the international certifications like GSTC and we have Green Key, they are all expensive and it takes a lot of effort to maintain those certifications. Like there are initial costs, there are maintenance costs, there are renewal costs, all of these costs. But the question remains that for small enterprises, are those really affordable? Because they are time consuming, they take a lot of effort and initial investment, including the affordability and costs of these certifications. Whereas in Iceland, we oh, sorry, my bad. Yes. Whereas in Iceland, we have a certification called Vakin. It was launched in February 2012. And the main goal of Vakin certification was to create awareness to promote sustainability as tourism industry in Iceland peaked after 2008, but it did decline in COVID-19 and it peaked again. So the thing is that for now, like as of now, walk-in certification is not really as valuable, but the question still remains that yeah, the question remains that if the companies are not able to afford international certifications, but at the same time, Wakin does not stand as much value as it did when it was launched, what happens to the small enterprises? And the bigger question remains is that for the major companies that actually have the internationally recognized sustainability certification, does that really mean that the businesses are actually sustainable? Like in academic literature, it's identifies as a double-edged sword, because it really does not mean that the companies are actually sustainable. It just creates a bigger concern of greenwashing. During my final year research paper, I evaluated on the sustainable tourism practices in Iceland. And to collect my data, I interviewed 11 of the experts in tourism industry, including our project manager, Olof, from Iceland. And a major the data collection revealed that all of the experts are concerned about the Vakin certification because it is not really as valuable, but at the same time, the international certification is very expensive. And over time, it has lost its value. And here is the timeline of the companies that have been certified with Wakin certification. You can see that in 2014, when in 2012 it was launched, there were only 9 certified companies. It peaked to 101 companies in 2018. No, it's actually 2017. And then now, as of 2025, it is 54 companies, which really does not make sense because Wakin is one of the main certifications in Iceland that can actually state a business's sustainability. So this creates a competitiveness gap between the major hotel chains and small businesses, because if the major hotel chains have the international certification for sustainability, then the two international tourists would, in a way, try to go towards the major hotel chains just because they have a sustainable certificate, where and not lean towards the local businesses, which is not really the ideal point of tourism. So this creates a competitiveness gap. I mean, yeah. Um, And the Iceland's government have been putting a lot of efforts to change this dynamic. The Iceland Tourism Board's 2030 tourism strategy even states that there will be and more enhancement and more improvement towards the SMEs and to support them in sustainability. But at the same time, we there is a need to find better solutions for this. So as per my research, I've come across two potential solutions, where one is to to launch a subsidized certification scheme, where the government can provide seed grants and they can match for the SMEs to up to 50% of promoting and get promoting to get the sustainability certification for small businesses. Whereas at the same time, there can also be a need to have an improvised local certification with a better international marketing, which can enhance and which can prove that even international tourists can recognize the local certification. uh, in my opinion, that can solve a lot of our problems, because the local certification would not cost as much as the international ones. And with better marketing, it will create a lot of awareness in among international tourists, to make sure that the international tourists support local businesses, while considering that the local small enterprises are trying to be as sustainable as they can. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to bring them up.